But yeah, hey, this is our mentoring session for our breathwork students and graduates for October 2025. And we're just having a beautiful, beautiful heart check-in. And really, for me, it's really touching to hear everybody. And just like you guys are super keen, and it's so lovely to come together with a group that's super keen. It just is enthusiasm that spreads. So lovely check-in. And particularly, I wanted to mention there was a bit of chat about the assessment, is that I put a roadmap for the assessment into the call clearing box, Dropbox. So prompted kind of by Sarah Moore, a conversation that we had. She's working on, I think, a visual representation of it. But anyway, it's like a checklist of the things to do. So hopefully that helps a little bit to make it clearer and easier because I think we procrastinate in life when we're not clear about what's next. So, yeah. Sarah, are you stopped operating heavy machinery now, or just lovely to have you here listening in? No text typing while you're driving, of course. All right, we'll take silence still on the road. And I think that's everybody's check-in too. If, yeah, great. All right, so let's, well, actually, I want to start. You might have seen I sent out an email on the path to being, and I thought I'd just something that's moving for me at the moment is the distinction between knowing and experiencing. And we are all passionate, I think, about connecting to our hearts, living from our hearts, being on a spiritual journey, really, of becoming more kind, compassionate, grateful, generous, courageous, and service to people, to the world. And so, something that I've been experimenting with just recently is like tiny little thing, but it actually I track my sleep, and normally I'm in like 80s out of 100. And after I practiced this meditation last week, I got 100 out of 100. I got a perfect sleep. And so I thought, wow, that speaks for itself. And what I've been exploring with is basically we live in two worlds. Everybody lives in two worlds. We live in the world of our head and our heart. And the nature of the head world is, as you guys know, thoughts, and the nature of the heart world is feelings. They're like two different realities that we flow between. In the Buddhist tradition, they talk about conventional reality and ultimate reality. Conventional reality is, you say my name and I'll go, hi. But ultimately, when we go looking for our personality, there is nothing there because the ultimate nature of reality is emptiness in the Buddhist tradition. And so they phrase that really well, I think. I like that there's kind of two realities, and we operate in a conventional reality because it's easy to operate in that. But then underneath that is ultimate reality. And so in conventional reality, we live in the world of thoughts and we build up the world that we live in as concepts of labels that we put on things. And so we might label the day as terrible or beautiful or whatever, but there's a whole lot of ingredients in the day, and we know this in our body processing. We might label pain in the body, but when we go closer to it, we find it's made up of all of these different sensations with all these different qualities: hot, sharp, dull, pulsing, steady, all that kind of stuff. So we do that with our world. And we tend to think in conventional reality that we're all living in the same world. But in fact, the opposite is closer to the truth from the point of view of what we might call ultimate reality, or what I like to call unity consciousness. So in the world of the head, conventional reality, we operate in separation. We think about you're there and I'm here, you're listening to something right now that's separate from you, that's coming to you. That's the way that we operate when we're coming from our head. When we operate from our heart, we operate from oneness, we operate from connection, we operate from the experience of everything is an arising from creation. Everything is in this moment, creation expressing itself. And so your world that you're experiencing in this moment is your vantage point of that rising of creation, right? So what that means is each of us here is living in a different world, in fact. And so what that means is there's as many worlds as there are people on the planet. But what unites us all is the consciousness that's observing those worlds. And arguably, that consciousness is the same for all of us. It's the witness of the experience, not just conceptually, but also experientially. So we're not just witnessing thoughts like visioning them, we're actually experiencing everything. So from the world of convention, we seek knowledge and information. From the world of unity consciousness, ultimate reality, we realize that there's a sense of not just unknown, unknowable, because the ultimate nature of experience is beyond concepts. So you can never understand it, and you can never put a word on it that actually fits, either because those words are all finite. And it's like putting the ocean into a bucket. You can't do it. And so often when we're meditating, we kind of like telling ourselves this stuff. It's like, close your eyes, take a breath, relax, count the breath up to four, down to. We're still in conventional reality with concepts that we're working with. And I find that's a nice lead in. When I start, I count the breath up to four and down to one myself, and it helps me to come in the present moment and into my body. And there comes a point when I think if you want to go deeper, you need to let go of that and understand that there's the information that we know, there's the information that we know that we don't know, there's the information that that we don't know that we don't know. They're all in the information realm. And then there's the whole, that's like 10%, or it's not even relevant. It's like a drop of oil on the water or some dye in the water of the whole of the ocean, because the ultimate nature of experience is so much like billions, billions. You couldn't put a figure on it, infinitely bigger than the world of knowledge, right? And so when we're meditating, I really want to invite you to consider like stepping outside at some point in the process that's deepening of knowing or of guiding yourself and to feel into the experience that's rising beyond words. And how do you do that? Well, it's kind of like whenever something's rising in your mind, when you're meditating, it's like, oh, this is going really well. Oh, I need to keep with the breath. You just let it go and you shift your consciousness from conceptual reality to experiential unity consciousness reality. And with our heart-centered approach, we one of the main characteristics of that is that we all the time trusting in the basic goodness of life. We're underpinning our heart-centered breath work, and in fact, the way that we can live our life is appreciating that you are being loved and lived by life in this moment in a perfect way as an expression of creation unfolding, right? And so the ego, the part of us that lives in separation, is all the time trying to control everything because basically we don't trust in the goodness of life. We don't trust that we're being loved and lived by life, and that if we let go of control, we would survive. So the ego is always strategizing, manipulating, controlling, basically from the fear of the illusion of separation. And so in the meditation process, you're going to find that your mind comes in, the egoic mind, and says, kind of, am I doing it right? How can I go deeper? How can I go faster? How can I have a more spiritual experience? And all of that, it becomes a strategy that then puts conditions on the experience that takes us out of the experience. And so what I'm trying to describe is something that's undescribable, okay, in words, but all I can do is kind of point towards something. And I thought this is pretty much the lead in. And then I thought, let's do it, right? So because sometimes I watch the Gaia channel, because I want to have a spiritual experience, right? I'll go looking for something. I've never had it. And really, what I need to do is turn off Gaia channel and sit on the chair in stillness and silence and just breathe and open up to what's coming up. And when I did this last week, I was a bit antsy. I was a bit restless. I was a bit agitated. And so so I just opened up to that and softened into that and allowed that. And it just went, through that. As we all know, it happens. I'm here to remind you of this today as life speaking to you through Nicholas, right? And so yeah, so let's do that. And I think, that's the value of us getting together, and that is that we keep our consciousness up and we keep it heart-centered in a world that lives in conventional reality of separation and threat and disconnection. So I could talk about it for a long time probably, but then that would just be more information. But this is more like the tee on the golf course. You put the ball on the tee. That was the tee. So let's hit the ball off and see how we go without any judgments or any concept on it. And I don't know where we're going, and none of us do. So let's go there and see what happens. Beautiful. And let's open up the line for anyone to share. And let's see if we can keep the sharing in the feeling realm, which means minimal stories, maximal feelings. Anything that you're feeling now or that happened to you directly related to that experience that you feel like sharing. You can put your hand up or just start talking. Yep, Bernadette.
I just feel lovely and peaceful. It was a very peaceful experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
See, I'm the same as Bernadette, just peace and calm, like this beautiful feeling of calm throughout my body, which is very nice
Yeah.
and hard to leave. It's almost like I just want to stay in that space.
Yeah, and I understand that. And hopefully, I think we're doing meditation well, which is a terrible way to say it because you don't do meditation, you let meditation happen. But we're doing it well when we feel like we want to go back there again to get another drink. So I started to meditate. I did meditation when I started. Like, yeah. Jack, were you going to share?
Yeah, just restless first and then calm.
Mm, beautiful.
Yes, my mind was definitely active. I was aware of what I started off with, the anxiety in my body, and I was just aware of just really calming my body, calming, and also calming my mind because my mind was active, and I was thinking about oh, I could get that little, I could hit this little YouTube little snippet for the group, about Monk and McCann and stuff like that. So it's like I kept coming back to and that reminder of keep coming back to the breath is really, I find that really beautiful. It really helps. And I know even when I do it myself with other people, it helps me as well to bring me back to the present moment. Always coming back to that sort of just breath and connecting to my body and really slowing down. So thanks. Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Thanks, Nicholas.
beautiful.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, Kathleen and Sarah.
Feel centered in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt loads of heat and movement, and then my mind just started going, what does that mean? Where's that? What's that linked to?
Yeah.
So that whole letting go, just observe. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Fantastic. Oh, what a delight. And so I'm going to turn that page. And this is a kind of a mentoring session as well. So this is an open space for anyone to ask me pretty much anything. Yeah, great. Yeah, Bernadette.
Oh, Nicholas, just with the assignments,
Yes.
I'd love to just do it in your workbook rather than having to do it in a separate format and then transfer it over. Is
Yeah.
that possible? Is that
Yeah.
something that's possible to
Yeah.
do?
So you can download the workbook from the Dropbox file to your computer as a Word document. Or
Okay. I don't have Word. I have Pages or
that's
on
okay.
Mac. I mean, I'm happy to get a Word if I
Oh,
can
no,
on a
no, that's
laptop.
fine. If you open the document with pages, it will transfer it across to that. And so you just need to go. You probably get Greg to help you to do it, but basically you download the file to your computer and then you right click on information. This is being recorded. You right click on the item and you'll find it says information. And then it says on my computer, I've got an Apple, it actually asks you what you want to open it with. If you click right click on the icon, and I can open a Word document with pages. That's how you do it. It's very simple when you know how.
Yeah, that's good. Not with Pages. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, great. And you can send it to me in pages because I've got a Mac too. So that's fine.
Okay, great.
Hmm, great. I
Thanks.
think Sarah was next and then Kathleen.
This is a question, Nicholas, just without going into all the details. Something happened this weekend where, as a parent, I was required to disconnect from my emotions pretty quickly and be very logical and which I can do very well.
Hmm.
And it was a crisis situation, and then trying to come down from that and then reconnect with the emotions, I've found really difficult to do because I think there's a feeling of not wanting to be flooded with the emotions, but also very aware that I'm in this sort of place where I've done a really good job of emotionally disconnecting because I needed to, but then it's like, how do you gently reconnect back in again?
Yeah, thank you. What a beautiful question. Wow,
Hmm.
there's so many pieces to that. First of all, I think I hear that it was quite a crisis situation, so I can understand there was intense emotions related to it that you needed to just not get into and just put to the side. And that's totally relevant to, we call it containing the emotions when we need to. So we contain them. It's different to suppressing them. It's containing them. And so that's the mark of emotional maturity. So we tend to think being emotional mastery is like being able to feel our emotions, but in fact, emotional mastery is being able to turn them on when we want to and contain them when we need to too. So have that switch. Most people are out of control, having them locked up. They can't let them go. Right? That's why they're out of control in control. So that's part of emotional mastery is containing them. And then what you've done is you've kind of, in order to do that, we have to disconnect from experience from because we are an experience, we're not a thought or an idea. And so I hear that there's some concern about getting emotional flooded by the intensity of the emotions when you tune back in. And
Mm.
so just, you know, as time goes by, you might get more confident with just allowing that to wash through you as well. But in the short term, generally, the breath is the accelerator pedal for the emotions. And so if you want to minimize the emotions, you breathe more slowly,
Yeah.
more gently, and smaller breaths, just tiny little breaths. Because when we're holding the breath, we're locking the emotion. Whenever we're holding our breath, we're in static mode, so the breath energy can't flow. So you want the breath to flow, nasal breathing, but gentle, soft breathing because, you know, it's probably going to be fear as the emotion, and fear is very volatile. It gets overwhelming really quickly. And so if you're already activated, you don't need the breath to activate the emotion. You just need the breath to integrate the emotion. And the way you do that when you're activated already is just a very gentle, small, slow breath. That's what you use with people when they're having a panic attack, also, or in a session if they start to get high anxiety, like, you know, people with complex post-traumatic stress disorder or something like that. You want to slow the process down and minimize it, the breath. So that allows us to stay bigger than the emotion without the emotion becoming bigger than us and getting flooded and overwhelmed by it. And so the image that I have for this is you want to come up to the emotion like a mouse eating one of those big Swiss blocks of cheese. Just nibble at the side of it. You don't want to jump into the dam of the emotion. You just want to come up to the edge of the fear and just stay with that edge. Just stay with that edge because if you go too far into it, it becomes overwhelming and you actually in your body will lock up against it. So you can't make forward progress. So you just need to stay at the edge of it and breathe gently and softly. And often, in fact, when you do that, the emotion that we think is huge was actually just so bubble thick and it pops. And so, you know, that's anxiety is the fear of feeling. For me, that's my definition for anxiety is it's the fear of feeling. It could be the fear of feeling the sadness or fear of feeling the fear or the anger. We're just that on that edge. And so just allowing yourself to go gently and slowly helps a lot. Like it's essential in this situation. And so that's what I would generally do. And then, you know, going for a walk is a good thing to do because you get back into your body and you could breathe through your nose and walk, just moving your body. You could walk in a circle around the room, it would work. Just allows that energy again to flow in your body. And then as you're progressing through with relaxing into it, you could do this in the bath as well, probably. You just soften in the bath, in a warm bath where you feel nurtured and or get someone to hold you that you trust is also another way to soften to get that kind of oxytocin thing going. Or maybe a pet, hold your cat or a dog. It triggers oxytocin, which puts us into the parasympathetic nervous system as well. So it switches us out of that fight or flight sympathetic action, which is the polyvagal work, which you know, a lot of so that's a good thing to do. And then, you know, like doing something that brings you into the present, like some yoga or something like that is like at the other end in a way, because it's a bit more intense but grounding. Walking outside on the grass in bare feet is nice for grounding and just coming back into the body and into the present moment and connecting to life again.
Great.
And I think the other thing, because it's your one of your children, you know, there's probably love in there as well. And so, you know, just underneath all of that, and kind of woven through it in a way is the love that's there. And so there's the emotion, and then there's the love that's there too. And that, that's also worth kind of
Mm.
acknowledging in your experience as well and breathing into that.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. And the
Mm.
affirmation that I use with these anxiety thing is I let go, I relax, let go, release, and surrender. All is well. I let go, relax. I relax, let go, release, and surrender. I
Mm.
relax, let go, release, and surrender. All is well. So just saying that to myself helps me to let go of the contraction that I've got and to trust what we were just doing before. Could have put that in there. I relax, let go, release, and surrender. And then on the end of it is all is well. It's a reminder that we're being loved by life in there at the end.
Lovely.
It's Louise Hayes's, signature. All is well. Great
Thanks.
question. Thank you for opening that up for us all.
Mm.
And so, from unity consciousness, everything that's shared here is happening for you, manifested by you, right? So, for everybody, nobody is like this was not about Sarah or me.
Yeah.
It's about you
Mm.
unfolding in creation, expressing through life.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
Nicola,
Yes,
oh, sorry.
you're
Is,
right.
can I
Yvonne. Yep.
I just add, I mean, that was what everything you said was great. I do a lot of nervous system work. And one thing I would add would be just to ground yourself before you start going into any of that process. So, because the nervous system needs to feel safe.
Yeah.
So, there's, just looking around at your surroundings, looking at things that make you feel safe.
Nice.
So, before you go into it. And what you describe with the cheese is like what we call just titration. You just titrate a little bit. So I say to my clients, just dip your toe into it. Just
Yeah.
dip your toe in, experience a little bit, and then you can kind of pull back. It's almost like you're just going around the edges of it. And then,
Great.
yeah. But I
Thank
like the Swiss cheese analogy too.
This is from my own journey, the Swiss cheese thing. Like, yeah, I've been through this intensely. And looking at your hands is a really powerful grounding activity as well. If you just look at your hands right now, it really is amazing how it brings you into the present moment. So that's another great grounding. Thanks for adding that, Yvonne. Yeah. Kathleen.
That was exceptional because that's actually something that happened for me on Friday at work, standing up for myself, but for others. And anyway, but that wasn't why my hands up, but that's on the fear side, on the anxiety side. The other thing is that I'm when you said about the doing the meditation, the conversation, I'm now up to, and I'm feeling like this is like ego, haha, look at me. So that's what's coming up for me in the emotional state, but it's like expressing the the progress without the adulating yourself,
Yeah.
yeah, and letting people know the the difference it makes. Yeah. Anyway, so now I'm emotional, but feeling like welling up. But I've been practicing, and to tell you the truth, as long as I've been doing breath work, this has been the hardest thing for me. I don't know what clicked, but something has. And I'm not sure what that is. But being able to sit in silence in the morning. So I have a drink of salt water, actually salt water, but I get out of bed and actually a few times I set up the flask. Now I get up, get that, go to the door, blah blah, sit down, and now I've timed it, but I actually got a timer on it so that I know, so that my mind doesn't get distracted and go, "Oh, what time is it? Better get going, blah blah blah." And so now I'm up to 20. Well, tomorrow I start my 25 minutes and 30 seconds. So the 30 seconds is to get ready so that I don't mess around and waste the 20 the minutes of the set time. But the thing that I'm finding is I afterwards, it's like I need to say, and I haven't missed, I don't know how, I haven't added up the weeks. But I afterwards say yes, yes, yes. It's like saying yes to life. That's what I'm, you know, love life that I'm present in now. Is everybody frozen? Or oh yeah, yeah. So I just want to share that. But sometimes I think when I do really good things, I'm like so excited. Then to tell people and you tell them, and they just go phase out. I'm thinking, oh, okay, not interested.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, it's exciting. Because what Sarah was just saying, at work we had a big incident. Well, I saw it as an incident putting people at risk, and they told us as nurses, just go in and you test it. Everybody else in the different modalities said no, but I know nurses go on the what was it on the porch and you see this bloke because he had a wound. So we want to care for people, but we also and then in the policies is that do it at your own risk. You're
You're frozen again.
responsible. So what you were talking about, so it sort of gave me balance to perhaps two processes, like adulation to also, that fear and anxiety about speaking up,
Yeah.
not just for myself, but for others. Yeah. So I
Beautiful.
just wanted to share that. I don't know if it makes any difference, but anyway.
It does. It makes a difference because it's your truth, and we trust that, and it's shared from a deep place of
Mm,
genuine wanting to add and enrich for others, not
yeah.
for yourself. So it's not ego, and it's heartfelt and beautiful. And we call them BFOs, blinding flash of the obvious. And so you tell people about these profound things that I've realized, and they do the same. It's a BFO. It's
But it's,
in the men's
yeah,
group we call it something else. It's still BFO, but it's BFO, BF obvious. But here it's
yeah,
blinding flash of the obvious. Lovely share. Thank you for enriching us with your beautiful sharing and your motivation to keep on practicing being in stillness and silence for
yeah.
us. It's what it's really about.
It's made
Everything
a
else is
huge difference.
the doorway into it, the gateway or the path into it. Yeah,
Mm,
beautiful.
it's nice.
Anybody else busting to ask or share anything? Because we're just about on time, and I want to just mention things that are coming up. We've got on Thursday night the business corporate breathwork, or breathwork in the corporate workplace. And it's not how to cope with being in the corporate place. It's how to deliver breath work to the corporate environment. And I know we've got lots of people like Yvonne and Sarah working in the corporate area and in way Kathleen also. So, and John's had a lot of experience in that too. So I think it's a great area, and I don't work in that area. So I'm one back from it, but nevertheless, I'm sure it'll be a good session. And we've got then the Thrive Club is on tomorrow night. So that's the first Tuesday night of the month. I believe it's 7 o'clock. And so the first Tuesday night of the month is the Thrive Club. The first Monday of the month is the mentoring. The second Monday of the month is the Master Coaches Open Mic. And then the third Tuesday of the month is the Breathwork Academy. So if you're in the academy, and that's our ongoing professional development group, then you meet for the Thrive Club, that's included on the first Tuesday night, and then the third Tuesday for the Academy. So it's 2 weeks apart. And so that's about touching base and keeping on growing and going. And I want to mention that O'Brien and I have been working to put all the events on the banners in the groups. So the core clearing group has on the banner now these events because I know people get confused about everything that's going on. So I notice I just need to tune that up a little bit. But if you click on the banner, all the links actually are behind the banner. It'll take you to that. So you can get anywhere you want to go. Also, Passionately Alive is November the 13th to the 16th. So that's coming up super fast now that we're in October. And anyone who's done the core clearing training, we offer a $500 discount only for people who've done the core clearing training to come to Passionately Alive. So I'll get that discount code sorted. And those are the, I think, the main events that are coming up super soon. So, ah, so it's been lovely to have you with us. It's just on bang on 1 o'clock in Melbourne now. A reminder, if you came in late or you're listening to this, that it's daylight savings in Victoria and New South Wales now. So if you turn up if you're Queensland, Western Australia, Northern Territory, or somewhere else in the world, you could be 1 hour late if you're not aware of daylight savings. So search Melbourne in the time zones. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. And if not, that's the Thrive Club. And then Thursday night as well. So thanks for joining us today. It's been lovely. I think a one-word checkout would be great. Maybe your takeaway in the chat, and then we will use it to promote this next month as well to encourage people to come along. So take a breath and take a moment. What's your big takeaway from today? What was the biggest benefit that you got from today being here, please? And we'll use that to encourage people to keep on turning up.
Well, you want to put it in the chat or say it?
Yeah, in the chat's great because we'll just copy and paste it into the recording for this.
Nicholas, can I just say congratulations to Sarah? Was she the breath worker of the month?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. I had a little Google and had a look at what you do.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
fantastic.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah has dived in deep. She's working her way through the heart-centered living teachings and recordings and loving them as well. So
Good on you.
immersed herself in it. Yeah. And then when you finish the chat share, just one word for how you're feeling now as a group. It's nice to hear everybody's voice and energy today. I've had a delightful time myself, so my one word would be grateful.
Mine is appreciation.
Mine is relaxed.
Yeah. Thank you, Jack. Relaxed.
Mine's grateful and very much feeling connected with the group. So thank you.
Yeah.
Mine was happy and connection.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. O'Brien, are you there or double, what do we call it? Multitasking. Anyway, lovely to have you with us and look forward to connecting again real super soon. And the theme in our Thrive Club this month is mercy and forgiveness for kindness, loving kindness and gentleness. So going to be a great session tomorrow night too. So I'm looking forward to that. So lots of love.
Thanks, Nicholas.
We're catching up real soon.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Nicholas. See ya.
Bye, guys. See you.
Bye.
See you.
Thanks.